Good morning, students. Today I am going to explain last three topics of chapter number 3, poverty as a challenge from economics. And these topics are: number 1 is causes of poverty, number 2 is anti-poverty measures, and number 3 is the challenges ahead. So students, as you know very well that there were a number of causes for the widespread poverty in India, and still poverty continues in India for a variety of reasons. And these reasons are: number 1 is there were a low level of economic development under the British colonial administration till 1947, because they discouraged traditional handicrafts and also industrial development, reducing job opportunities and income growth. So students, this is one of the historical reasons which is responsible for the causes of poverty in India. And second one is the low level economic development persisted for many years after independence. And due to population increase, per capita income growth was low and poverty increasing. All right. And after that, Green Revolution improved opportunity in agriculture only in certain areas of the country, like Punjab, Haryana, and some other parts of India. Okay. And students, the growth of population increased the number of job seekers also, who had to be content with low paying jobs in urban areas, leading to poverty spreading to town and cities. Okay. And after that, socio-economic and socio-culture or traditional factors lead to extra expenditure, which ultimately increases poverty. And also, there is an unequal distribution of land and other resources. That's why there are large income inequalities also we can see in our India. Okay. And after that, land reformation have not been properly implemented, and due to the lack of adequate land resources is also a reason for many people to be poor. And also, small farmers borrow money for seeds, fertilizers and pesticides, etc., and later fail to pay, landing in debt trap. This high level of indebtedness is both the causes and effect of poverty. All right. So students, as I told you above that, due to the many government policies, whatever started by government of India in our country to solve the problem of poverty, but due to the unequal implementation of those programs and policies which are not working equally in all over the states of India. That's why we can see many job seekers in India. and our industries, both public and private sector, did provide some jobs, but these were not enough to absorb all the job seekers. And those who were unable to find proper jobs in cities, many people started working as rickshaw pullers, vendors, construction workers, domestic servants, etc., with irregular small income. And these people could not afford expensive housing and started to live in slums or in outskirts or nearby areas of cities, and the problems of poverty started to increase with their settlement in cities and in mega cities and also in the villages of India. So students, finally our government of India started anti-poverty measures. So your next topic is anti-poverty measures. Students, removal of poverty has been one of the major objectives of Indian development strategy. And the current anti-poverty strategy of the government is based on two objectives or two planks. Number one is promotion of economic growth, and number two is targeted anti-poverty programs. Okay, so students, in promotion of economic growth, the government has promoted economic growth during the last few years. Economic growth was low till the 1980s, but has increased significantly since then, causing significant poverty reduction. And the high economic growth helps in a significant reduction of poverty. So students, there is a strong linkage between economic growth and poverty reduction. So economic growth widens opportunities and provides the resources needed to invest in human development. So students, as you know very well that high economic growth encourages people to send their children, including the girl child, to school with hope of better economic returns from investing in education. So students, official poverty estimates, which were about 45% in the early 1950s, remained the same even in the early 80s. But after the introduction of Green Revolution and many policies, the poverty in India started to decrease. But still, due to lack of growth properly in the agriculture sector, the large number of people remain poor in rural areas. Okay? After that, targeted anti-poverty programs, in which the government introduced targeted anti-poverty programs starting from 1990. And the results of these programs have been mixed due to lack of proper implementation and improper targeting. Okay? And also some schemes overlap with each other. Thus, the benefits of these schemes are not fully reaching the people who deserving it. Okay? So now the government is emphasizing more on proper monitoring of all these programs. And finally, millennium or all over development goals started by government to reduce poverty in all over the world and in India also. All right. So the first programs, which is known as PMRY or Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana, started in 1993 and targeted unemployed youth in rural areas and small towns and setting up of self-employment business through industry, service and business routes. After that, next one, which is known as REGP or Rural Employment Generation Program, started in 1995 and targeted unemployed youth in rural areas. And the programs related to this was to generate employment in rural areas and to develop entrepreneurial or business skill and attitude among the rural unemployed youth. After that, next policy, which is known as SGSY or Swarna Jayanti Gram Swarozgar Yojana, started by government in 1999 and targeted poor families in rural areas. And the significant features of this program was organizing the rural poor into self-help groups or SHGs, providing skill development opportunities, credit linkages and subsidies, and creation of marketing opportunities for products. And also, this scheme is now known as National Rural Livelihood Mission. After that, next policy started by Government of India, which is known as Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana or PMGY in 2000 and targeted rural areas in states. And the significant features of programs was to achieve sustainable human development at the village level by providing central assistance to states and union territories for certain basic minimum services like primary health, primary education, shelter, drinking water, electrification and nutrition or nutritious food. Okay? After that, another policy started by government which is known as AAY or Antyodaya Ann Yojana in 2000 and targeted poor families in urban and rural areas. And the significant features of this program is ensuring food security to the poorest of the poor by providing food grains at highly subsidized rates. After that, next one is National Food for Work Program or policy, which is known as NFWP, started by government in 2004 and targeted poor people in rural areas of 150 most backward districts. And the significant features of this program is generating supplementary wage employment and providing food security in these districts. This has now been submerged under NREGA. Okay? And after that, very popular program or policy, which is known as MNREGA or Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005. Okay? Targeted rural households. And significant features of this program is enhancing the livelihood security of people in rural areas by guaranteeing 100 days of wage employment in a financial year to be rural household whose adult member is responsible to do unskilled manual work in the villages of India. And the Act provides 100 days assured employment every year to every rural household in 2000 districts. But after some time later, the scheme will be extended to see 600 districts. And in this program, 1/3 of the proposed jobs would be reserved for women. Alright. After that, students, your next topic is the challenges ahead. So students, you know very well that poverty has certainly declined in India, but despite the progress, poverty reduction remains India's most compelling challenge. Alright? And due to the wide differences between regions as well as rural and urban areas, further poverty should include not only the matter of the adequate amount of food, but other factors like education, healthcare, shelter, job security, gender equality, and dignity, and so on. So students, this gave us the concept of human poverty. Poverty reduction is expected to be lower in the next 10 to 15 years. But in addition to anti-poverty measures, the government should focus on the following for the reduction of poverty, like higher economic growth, universal free elementary education, and the decrease in population growth and empowerment of women and weak sections of the society. And students, you know very well that still a large number of people may have been unable to feed themselves, and some are have a shelter, and some have health care, and some have job security, and some have self confidence, but all these things are not available in each and every person of India. And also gender discrimination and caste discrimination, which we can see still in our free India. And these are the problem which is creating obstacle in the path of reduction of poverty. All right. So students, now your chapter number 3, poverty as challenge, completed, and in my next explanation I will discuss with you question and answers. All right. Thank you and have a nice day.